What is up, everyone? We are here with another review. We are here with Invincible, episode 5 of season 3. And usually we have a little panel here, but not today. It's just me. We'll be back at it next week. But I'm excited to talk about this, man. I mean, it's been interesting, and I'm really happy with the start that we've gotten to this season, considering the first 3 episodes. Again, I will say this every single time around, they were amazing. They were amazing. Episode 2 still knocked my socks off. I don't know how else to say it. And episode 4, even though it was kind of different, taking that sides step with going into the future and dealing with like King Immortal, whatever you want to call it, was really cool. And then we have the whole situation with Alan the Alien and Omni Man, and then we even got to see Battle Beast in episode 4. So there was a lot, that was given to us in the last episode. So coming into this one, we know, we got to keep that same level. We got to do something fun. And they did that. They did a really good job. But of course, before we start, hello, welcome to TeamJVS. My name is Busy Braun. I appreciate you guys clicking on the video. I'm excited to talk more about. So here we are. It's been interesting. I will say that this episode, it did have some decent action in it. We all love that. But one of the highlights for me when it comes to this episode specifically was the character development that we got. We really pushed some of these characters really forward. It was very lighthearted, and I feel like with some of the stuff that may come around in the future, I feel like this is the type of episode that I do enjoy, the lightheartedness of it all, and we got to see a lot. And one of the things that I'm really excited with, and one of the things that I was really happy with, was Oliver specifically, because when it comes to Mark and his family, there may not be, a lot to be proud of, especially with what Omni Man might have done to, our planet. But that's, old news, of course. But specifically talking about Oliver, the way that they kind of portrayed him in episode 3, with him kind of learning about kind of specifically human morals. And, we can't kill, we can't do this, it's not okay to think like this. And we're trying to kind of mold him to be better. And we already knew he kind of like looked up to his father. So the idea that, hey, I'm Omni Kid, I'm Kid Omni Man. And, he's like, oh, well, maybe if we wipe these people out, they can't harm anybody. The way he was thinking was, kind of an issue. And to see that corrected was interesting. And I think that's why, I know I'm getting a little off track, but I think that's why when they portrayed the moment where Even and Mark catch Oliver, in the park with these 2 other kids, I think that's why we were kind of thinking like, okay, what might happen here? Like this is a little sketchy, I'm a little nervous, because we saw what he is capable of. Like, the Mauler twins are no joke. Like, the Mauler twins were strong enough to have the entirety of the Guardians of the Globe face them. It's not a one hero job. So for them to be put in a position where they're getting their jaws literally knocked off by a like 8-year-old, it's pretty intense to think about. Specifically, what kind of power that child holds, because we all know, Mark was a little older when he got his ability, so the way he thought, the way he processed things might have been a little different, because he knew the simplistic idea. Like he knew simply right from wrong. If I'm going to keep it simple, he knew right from wrong. And although Oliver does know that, there has to be a point where he's trying to think of, well, how can we avoid them hurting people in the future? And to see how he handled that in episode 3 was different. So again, him being put in a position where these guys aren't killing people, but they're still being a problem, for him to stand his ground, fantastic. But it could have gone so poorly. So I really loved, the way that Eve was kind of preventing Mark from intervening. Because, for him to kind of have these situations and have these, moments where he can actually learn from it is definitely going to help him grow as a person. And to see him decide to, instead of, not put a hole in this dude, instead of being a baker and putting, turning these dudes into donuts, he was like, hey, let's, do something else. And he pulled all their pants down, and there was a lot of humor behind that. It was fantastic. And I was really happy with how he handled that. And on top of that, we have 2 new kids that accept him for him, and because realistically, he doesn't look like a normal child 100%. He's kind of a different color, like he's blue, purple. I'm bad with colors, but not kidding. But either way, it's just it's interesting to see. It was interesting to see how much time he probably had spent with these kids because of course they already knew him, they were talking to him like they were familiar with him, and they knew about his abilities, and even the little things like him falling down and getting help up, it was interesting. I liked it. But even though that was a cool episode, part of the episode, we did get a lot of other stuff because we got a mention of course, Mark and Eve getting their own apartment, which is something that, I mean, makes sense, but they were really pushing hard for that here. And I think they ended up talking about it later on. I do expect to see their kind of relationship develop even more because we know that realistically they're going to be uh, with us for a while. So for them to kind of discuss it a little bit was interesting, and for us to see that, comedic moments with him in the bed, him and her in the room, and him trying to hide her under the pillows. And Debbie ain't stupid. We know this. She's like, I told Oliver to set a table just in case, she stopped by. And Oliver, of course, not able to connect two and two, and is just snitching on my boy. But everything was it was extremely humorous to start off the episode, especially with the Mark and Eve stuff, but leading to moments with them, again, supervising Oliver, or different things like that. It was cool. But of course, them trying to get money for their apartment, they decide to start their own little company, like to, help protect the prison. But that was one thing that I thought was really cool, and leading to that, we got to see a little more of Titan, who has been a really cool character for me personally. I loved the episode that we got in season one. I think the voice actor did a phenomenal job in season three. I don't want to discredit that at all, but I do want to say, like, Mahershala Ali is phenomenal in like everything he's in. So it was a little disappointing that he didn't return. Um, but still, it was really cool to see Titan as a character back because we haven't really had any discussion since Invincible and him kind of like had their last meeting where everything kind of went crazy in season one. And yeah, we've seen Titan a little bit, but it hasn't been like a focus on him like we did in this episode, which I thought was really, really cool. Um, to see how he's been handling things, and now things are kind of biting him back because we saw him previously, and we saw that he was kind of getting approached and kind of threatened in a sense, like, hey, like, if you're not going to play ball, we'll find someone else to fill that chair. And that's when he kind of realized, he got to kind of do something about it. And to see him kind of go out of his way and go to Machine Head was so interesting to see kind of that back and forth because realistically, Machine Head played ball, but there was more to it. He wanted that seat. So to see how he wanted to control the order, and I guess he had this long game played out, it was super cool to see how they were kind of going back and forth. And of course, it leading to that big brawl where Invincible ends up getting sent to the prison to deal with everything. I thought that was fun. I thought that was amazing. It's always great to see action, but to see the character, of course, he just straight up turned into a dragon, and he's no joke. Like, he is definitely no joke. He was handling business. It was a problem. What's his name, Mr. Liu? To see him kind of doing everything, and to transform into a dragon that Invincible was having trouble, puncturing. And then to hear him say, like, this isn't normal. Like, my powers come from, a different world. It was really cool to hear him kind of talk about things. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was really impressed with the way they handled that situation, because that whole brawl, super cool. The way Eve was kind of handling all the inmates and kind of like blocking them in, especially because Multi-Paul was trying to escape again, and we saw him try to escape in the beginning, which was one of the most brutal moments that we've had in the show, where we've seen Duplicate kind of use her abilities in crazy ways, but Multi-Paul is a lot more brutal than Kate is, and of course Kate still loves the dude. Like, we saw her come in and have that one-on-one with him, and she was even like, oh, I was trying to get Cecil to have you, like, earn your time off, and he's not opposed to that, getting criminals to kind of earn their place back in to civilization, like, and I could see it kind of working, but obviously at this point it's a little late. But Multi-Paul kind of like multiplying himself to destroy the inside of the jail cell was sick. It was disgusting, man. And then the music they played while he was trying to escape, like, everything was just so good. They just handled that so well, and I was just really impressed with that. But again, like, did a really good job with that. And I think that's primarily it, man. I just think this was an all around good episode. We got to see a little bit of Rex, and him risen up, doing some more work. I don't know, just to see the way he's changing is just getting me really nervous. And Man, I'm just getting more and more nervous as we've kind of progressed. But at the end of the day, like the way he's just been kind of changing, the way he's just been talking, I'm getting more and more nervous for my boy. But I don't know. I'm really excited to see how the rest of the next few episodes play out because we don't have much left. We have what 3 episodes left, I think, right? And it's crazy. It's really crazy to me. But we have episode 6 next week. I'm expecting something fun. I think it could be good. Um, but I think we're in for a treat. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been checking out the reviews and checking out my reactions on my channel. But for now, just a big thank you guys. We got exclusive reactions everywhere, whether it's on my channel or Ronan Unchained's channel or on my TikTok. But just feel free to check out our content. And again, make sure you're subscribing to TeamJVS, our YouTube channel. It mean a lot. We'd appreciate it. And we look forward to just putting more content out for you. We drop a lot of reviews. If this show isn't for you, something else that we drop will be for you. We drop a lot of stuff. So just keep an eye out, subscribe. We'd appreciate it. And for now, just thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.